Welcome to my presentation. My name is Anastasia Biggs and I'm a PhD candidate with Capella University. Today I'll be discussing and presenting my qualitative case study on the lack of adoption of mobile technology as an employee training tool. Now, we'll begin by introducing what is mobile technology. It's cell phones, it's smartphones, it's iPhones, but they can be repurposed to be used to train anywhere the experience can be transferred. And this is part of Aslam, Javid, Tanner, Khan, and Sabir's 2011 study has indicated. There are other studies such as Pimmer and Pachner's 2014 that shows there are two things that mobile technology can do being used as training tool. Decrease learners' uncertainty and increase self-confidence. And this allows employees and learners to apply their knowledge to help them solve problems in the workplace. Now, with this study comes the exploration of further potential for how can mobile technology be utilized by companies. How can they develop training material and use it as a training tool? And currently, with the cost of over $70 billion annually spent in the United States on training, some of those funds are often unused as per Paul's 2014 study. And with this in mind, we can repurpose and reuse some of those training hours for mobile technology training to meet a lot of the training needs that may already not be met in the company. We're discussing the purpose of this study. The purpose of this qualitative case study is to explore why and how mobile training can be adopted by the corporate training managers to be implemented in the company to help improve employee training and education, and precisely also what can be developed and done to help implement this training. Now, I began this study with two research questions, such as what are the perspectives that these corporate training managers have regarding adoption of mobile technology to train their employees, and two, how can the use of these technologies be adopted toward improving employee training and education? Now, those two questions were the guiding questions in determining the direction of the study. Now, the methodology that was utilized in this qualitative case study was interviews, structured interviews, and observations to explore and analyze how we can use this mobile technology better in a corporate training and corporate trainer perspective. And through these, we have determined that as we explore it, we test it inductively if this learning model is appropriate for use in companies. Now, the theoretical perspective of this study was using a constructivist theory, which would explore mobile training from the corporate training manager perspective, which has been underexplored, which is the gap in our study here. It's always been explored from a technology perspective and not from a trainer perspective or from an employee perspective. But this study is from the training manager perspective to determine what they need to train their employees on and what they see as being critical in a company's training areas and what gaps they may have. And there's been much research done on the technology side. But a seminal study by Wong in 2012 examined another mobile training technology approach, which is new, which is mobile seamless learning, which again is mobile training, which would allow employees to gather knowledge from learner-centered approach rather than being inhibited by corporate goals and resources, so that they would be able to train on their own, and they would be able to look at what their goals are and work with their corporate trainer to be able to attain their goals plus meet what's expected of them of the company as well, which makes the employee a much more well-rounded employee, better to problem solve. Now, the research design of this study is a qualitative case study with a constructivist view to interpret the way these corporate training managers can adopt the mobile technology readily to train their employees. On-the-go training, on-site training. Now, these constructivist learning theories support the creation of learning materials through active knowledge construction and peer-to-peer learning. They would learn from each other, perhaps in a traditional classroom setting, or perhaps through a shared blog online that they could discuss with each other, things that they need to learn at work, things that someone may know that they might want to share with another colleague. Now, Calvert's 2001 stated an important critical component that can make mobile technology valuable to companies, which is knowledge is constructed by the individual learner, not transmitted by the trainer, a teacher, or any other sources. We as learners make meaning from our experiences based on what we've already experienced. One person cannot totally know what another knows, so in a company with the peer-to-peer learning, they'd be able to learn from each other. They'd be able to grow and better learn how to do their job better and problem solve, which could then spill into outside their work life as well. Now this study is designed to have we would have three different visits to corporate sites to directly observe the training provided by corporate managers, as well as do interviews and compiled from verbal questions, 5 to 10 questions, to observe how the corporate training managers train employees, and also with the interview questions get an idea how they train currently and what their goals are, and explore the benefits of how they can implement this training tool. Now, the population, of course, would be targeted at corporate training managers from IT companies in Colorado. The participants would at least have at least a post-secondary education, ranging from community college to a university degree, ranging in age from 25 to 55 years of age, with an average age of 30. Now, the participant interviews would involve a smaller sample size, about 30. As per Morris's 1994 study suggests that 30 to 50 participants is an ideal study. Doing something of this sort, this would be optimal. And this study would utilize purposeful sampling, as the participants would be selected on their knowledge, as the corporate trainers would be educated in their field and have a background and I've already done some training on site and have a background as far as what the needs are of the company, what the company's objectives are, and what the employees need and want as well. Now, as far as data collection, we would be using structured interviews and observation with 30 corporate training managers at various IT company locations in the workplace, consisting of the same set of questions for all participants, so we have consistency in our results. The observations were conducted through observation during a typical workday and compared to what they currently do for training and what mobile technology training and mobile training results were, comparing the two through observations, so that we could see how they can successfully adopt this. Now, initially, we began this study with looking at current training and performance evaluations of employees and what trainers were looking to accomplish. We conducted structured interviews, which lasted about 25 to 55 minutes. And we observed the training methods and then uploaded them to an audio recording, which is then stored in the cloud. Now, our findings on this indicated that through a deductive approach, that the initial findings show a hybrid model would be most successful for mobile and traditional classroom to be combined, providing the most options for the majority of the companies I initially examined. And both companies could successfully combine both methods of training, accommodating all the learning styles of their employees instead of a traditional classroom, which many companies rely on because it's convenient, they have control in the situation. This would allow them to have the best of both worlds. Now, in summary, this case study, through initial research and findings, does support a hybrid model of traditional classroom and mobile training at this time, to incorporate the various learning styles, and not to go just mobile training, because that may not work for all companies, but a incorporation of a hybrid model. And they can determine this based on their evaluations. As they do their evaluations, what's working, how much classroom do they want, how much mobile training do they want. But both would be a successful training model, implementing current technology and using those unused training hours. And thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation today. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, as my information will be contained within the study information. Have a great day.